I think Invisigal's pulling something on me, to be perfectly.
Oh, shite. I know this guy. He used to have more hair.
Oh, Golem's shitface. I think he's about to piss mud on the high school.
Yeah, you know, I saw him.
Bryant mousepad. That's pretty cool. Just a small detail I saw there. That makes sense. The fuck was that?
Boardroom. I abstained from voting as I am neither human nor reformed villain, nor particularly interested in this conversation. I only came in as I thought we were playing Magic the Gathering tonight.
Damn. I'm still not giving up, Otter. We all make mistakes in life. That's just the fact, right? It's not something that, you know... It's something I live by my entire life. Everybody deserves a second chance.
I walked out before it even blew. My augments conveniently stopped working. So I signed up for the Phoenix program the next day. Which gave me the chance to fuck your life up twice.
Well, I forgive you. So there, will you fucking chill out now?
You can't fucking forgive me? You haven't even, like, processed what's going on.
You did villain shit while you were a villain. Does it change things that you directed at me? No, it doesn't. That's in the past. You're not the same person that was there that night, neither am I.
He's saying exactly what I think.
But... I feel numb.
Hey, stop making this feel like a goodbye. Okay, you're suspended. It's temporary. I'm not letting anyone cut you.
All I wanted from this was for you to look at me the same way you look at Blazer. Even if it was just once, you know? That'd have been enough.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Yes. You do.
We knew this was happening. So does this mean we gotta bring Waterboy in? Of all things? Oh, hello. Oh yeah, we're going over the score on this one. Might as well go for it. She's leaving.
Your father was the last person to touch this bullet. And now, there's a 16.5% chance it touches you next. Your invisible girlfriend stole my astral pulse to give it to you. Where the fuck is it? Mega Man. Heroes are the past. With the pulse, I'll control this city and restore.
I'm taking a lot of you with me.
Oh shit. Let's go!
So all of you can leave now. Or half of you can die here.
Holy... Let's get back to work.
Are you gonna finish your sentence, big man?
Eh.
Look. We out here?
Miss.
Oh, not much. Just the end of the fucking world.
Good to know. I reckon we're gonna try and put a stop to that.
Get your ass in gear, babe.
Second. Hey, Waterboy.
I was not picking. There was a zit on the inside of.
Okay,
my
okay,
nose.
I need you to do something for me.
Oh, yeah. I what?
Have you on the team.
Oh, why, if it isn't the SDN janitor.
I'm gonna get so wet.
Fantastic.
Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is...
Super kick!
Let go! Let go! Let go! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's better.
Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday night edition of the AEW Collision. Collision. Not Dynamite, Collision. My brain's still fried from too many spikes and blood being shown on Wednesday here, folks. How are you all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. It has been a crazy week, and we got to learn some very important lessons this week too. Because, yeah, it's been an interesting 48 hours to say the least, folks. Yeah, I think one of the lessons, like, there's a few lessons I've learned today or this week. By the way, good to see everybody here. Whether you're watching on Twitch, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're catching this out on the VODs later, it's always appreciative to have you here. But life's about learning lessons, and I've gotten a few today. Well, today, yesterday, Thursday. Oh my God, my emotions get ripped 16 ways from sideways. Do yourself a favor, folks. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't played it, play Dispatch. It's a Telltale game, so there's not a whole lot you have to worry about in terms of skill if you're worried about that part. It's a story-driven, you got to make choices kind of game. If you're not interested in playing it, do yourself a favor. Check out my YouTube on the Backbreaker Gaming channel. As I finished up my playthrough, the finale is going up on Monday over on the YouTube channel. We've already done it here on Twitch. You saw the highlights during the introduction here. But yeah, Friday, learned very importantly that, if you're willing to do a little bit of work and a little bit of learning, you can save yourself a hell of a lot of money just doing things yourself. I know I put out that cryptic post on Blue Sky on yesterday, and it was Thursday, I think it was. And basically what it is I don't know if you guys how much you guys are into editing, but I've grabbed a copy of DaVinci Resolve to edit my videos now. And my God, I could do so damn much. But the problem is the learning curve is so big on it. Like you really need to think about what you're doing while you're doing it. But it is great. Like, and the fact that I'm going to save myself $100 a year for the fact that I get to use that instead of having to pay for software that sometimes will get laggy and sometimes won't keep up with the work I'm doing. Let's just say there's a lot of projects on the back burner that I've had that people have been waiting for almost 10 years out of me that are going to start coming out in 2026. I'm not getting any more specific than that. For those that know, but I will leave it at that. Hey, Mr. BJC. Good to see ya here. What's on the AEW docket today? Oh, God. Right now, I've seen 3 matches listed. We're getting a Scorpio Sky appearance as he's taking on Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. Hey, Homer. I hope you're doing well, too. So Scorpio Sky, Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. We're getting Hyan and Maya World taking on the team of Alex Windsor and Rio in the, hey, Tegan, Miranda, you could have been on TV 3 weeks in a row, but you decided to act like dipshits. So Wrestling Snyder cuts to the horizon? You could say that. Well, let's just say I have a desk full of information that needs to get out that I promised would get out. Just now that I'm learning DaVinci Resolve, I'm able to work on it a little bit more. Anyway. As well, we are looking at FTR and LFI The Ring of Honor Tag Champs, Rush and Sammy Guevara, with FTR teaming up to take on Jet Speed, Bandito, and Juice Robinson as a foursome. For some reason, Brody King isn't here tonight. So those are 3 matches that are scheduled on the card so far. But my God, I think the most important lesson I learned from life this week, well, besides watching Big Bad Boris' stream here the last day, we're going to raid out to him after we're done here tonight, so you guys get to see what I'm talking about here. But sometimes the best way to succeed is to lay out and not do anything and let somebody else screw it up on themselves. If you guys haven't been on socials, and I don't blame you if you haven't, it's always good. The last 48 hours dealing with Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian winning the TNA World title. Like, and the sad part is everybody's supporting him. Like, they're saying good on Frankie. He's never won the title before. Good on that he won. Now, everybody's shitting on TNA for the fact that, you know, your biggest storyline of the year just decided to come to a crashing halt. Yeah, lull TNA, exactly. And PJC, sorry, I was trying to get that thought out, so now I'll back up a little bit here. Just, you know, I got to start using this one a lot more. Is Scorpio Sky coming back from injury? He was just not being used forever. And now he's working with Top Flight. I think they're like Top Flight Sky or something like that, like some fancy. And Christopher Daniels is their is a sort of associate manager kind of thing. So, and then number 2 promotion, right? Well, the thing about TNA is like 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. They've been doing so good. They had those huge houses thanks to the Hardys and the Dudleys and everything going on with that. And now they just, in front of 300 people, decided that they were going to get the title off Santana. Now, we don't know the whole story for real yet. Other than the fact that Carlos Silva and the people at TNA were actually trying to feed media outlets with kayfabe stories. And it's been proven it's a kayfabe story. That Santana just didn't show up. That he was scheduled to be there, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't scheduled. And it just, yeah. Live collisions are always fun. I will say that right now. Erie, Pennsylvania. But no, just, and I would do yourself a favor if you get a chance. Sean Ross Sapp did post about it. I think he put it up on he put it on his Patreon, but he also put it on X as well. I don't know if he put it on Blue Sky yet. I love the fact that Hyatt and Maya World are just getting flashed everywhere now. Wah? Lethal, Billington, and Priest versus the Death Riders. Let's go. Oh, that's right. Mark Davis and Mark Briscoe. The Battle of the Marks. Oh my. It's so funny because they're actually posting different clips now online of all the same name matchups that they've had. But yeah, I'm glad that they're starting out with a little montage to what happened on Wednesday here. Like, I said it online after the stream. I said it during the show. I will still say it. Wednesday's Blood and Guts show, was the best wrestling show I've seen on TV at least this decade, if not a complete decade. At least in the 2020s, if not a complete decade. Like, we've had shows where there's been moments that have been good, like a moment here, a moment there, just pop it here or there or that, but now, can you tell me where every match on the show absolutely went nuts? Even the non-feature matches? Like, we had Hobbs and Hangman did a better job, that they had no excuse, no reason to do that. Like, everybody was there for those other two matches. And literally they set up for a cage match at Full Gear. Which, once again, I am stating that after that, MJF is going to come in and wreck shop. But the fact that Moxley tapping out to O'Reilly, like, that is a moment that I don't think many people are going to forget. Absolutely freaking amazing at this point. Oh, we're starting with... Are we starting with Billington and Priest and Lethal? This could be an interesting story right off the bat. If the Death Riders keep winning except Moxley, it's going to tell the story that Moxley needs to go. My God, that back shot of Pac right now. That man's lifting some weights. That man's eating some steaks. Or drinking a lot of protein shakes, whichever way you want to do with it. Horse meat. How you doing, Big G? I hope you're having a great night. I hope you're having a great day. I hope everything's going well for you. It is, it's a very interesting day to say the least today. Just with everything going on in the wrestling world. Oh, God. They will not give this fight up, will it? Oh, there we go. Hockey fight! Was this the Erie Sea Otters here? Well, did you hear about what happened with TNA? No, there's a couple things going on, Big G. There's the TNA thing going on from Thursday. Not only did they lose Joe Hendry, but Frankie Kazarian cashed in. Cashed in on Mike Santana. So Santana officially had zero TV appearances as champion. Zero full TV appearances as champion before he lost it. Because he had an unscheduled title match. They didn't even advertise it for the show. Oh, Moxley, come and have a seat. So Santana will be signed by WWE. Well, we don't know for sure because the story is that Santana's contract's up in January. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets signed. How does AEW follow up Blood and Guts? I don't know. This card seems to be pretty solid. Like, they're not going to go to the same level of violence. By the way, good to see you here tonight, Zodiac. My personal preference here, with piss and shit. Sorry, I'm just going to throw it right now.
What the hell was that?
Talk about how WWE's starting to poach TNA. No, we were talking about, like, what the hell is that booking on Thursday? Like we already know Henry's already gone, and we know the story about what's going on that other way there. So it's just a matter of fact that you're having that craziness go on, and just the way that, you know, every time the TNA claims to get into that number 2 spot that Jericho mentioned so well, they just literally find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. And the best thing about AEW right now is the fact that they're not finding ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Speaking of which, we do get to see Hyan and Maya World again tonight, taking on Alex Windsor and Rio. Basically, Hyan and Maya World are taking on everybody in the tag tournament. Now, that's a interesting story to say the least as we're going through that. But no, once again, everybody, just thank you for being here. I like how Moxley's sort of trying to skirt around everything except the fact that he tapped out. Billington doing some work there. I find it interesting they got Lethal with these two. I know they were talking about a preliminary last time we saw these three together. That was just uglier than shit. Sorry, I call a spade a spade. Like, every time, you know, there could be good stuff, but that was just absolute garbage there. Crowd sees board. Well, it's also the first match, too. This is a live show tonight. This is in Pennsylvania. So I don't know if this just isn't a crowd that's into it, or it could be one of many different factors here. I do think these smaller markets sometimes do find the fans that are sort of iffy. Erie, Pennsylvania. Not St. Louis, Pennsylvania. Yeah, but I do get the joke. I still can't get over that. All the way back from Wrestle Dream. That's been a month ago that they said that crowd was lively and hot. That crowd was flatter than half the jokes I do these days. Which usually can be followed up with St. Louis is dethroned Edmonton. Oh, God. Hey, at least the fan base is decent. Well, at least the Oilers aren't being completely flat. They're sort of... Well, I guess now it's tied. They were winning. In St. Louis? Yeah, after Wrestle Dream, everybody's talking about how great the crowd was there or that. I'm just like, what the hell are you guys watching? I also can attribute that to the bad mic work there, right? So. Oh, no, the Oilers are playing at, Oh. See the first show in Toronto after WWE announced it's Emily is only half of this. Yeah, they're running Raw right now, and the way that Raw's generating crowds the way they are, they're only going to take half the venue. And let's clarify exactly what that thing is. That's a merchandise partnership. That is a cross-promotion partnership. It is not for the venue itself. So AEW is more than able to run that arena. Well, if they actually allow it to happen, well, that's a different story. But I still feel the next show that we're going to see in Toronto is going to be the Rogers Center. I think it's going to be Revolution. It might even be Revolution 2027. They might not get something next year. The thing is, right now, McGee, and it's a technique that they're going to have to start doing a little bit more. They don't want to admit that they got to start running. If they want full houses, they got to run smaller venues. But WWE just, they got to run the big venues. They got to have the big names. And if they sell out of those tickets in those half venues, they can always grow. They can always open up more seats. That's not a problem. But yeah, like literally, I know in Edmonton what they do is you just close off the top bowl because you can't really run half a building there. So, oh, just a quick reminder as it's flashing up on the screen. Next week we will have a 3-hour Dynamite next week on Wednesday. We're still gonna have 1 hour of my GM, which might catch us up for the other hour and a half that we did last night. So, or Wednesday night. I've heard of running a trade on somebody, but this is ridiculous. Even running a trade ending with a pile driver. But yeah, just watch this and just it's interesting to see this storyline with the Death Riders here right now. We'll pop back into the WWE discussion here one sec, but just watching the Death Riders and I want them to win every single match now and Moxley lose every single match. Just to see where it goes. When do they finally hit that breaking point? But it is pretty cool to see Billington on TV here. Like, he's had some bad luck with injuries. Like, the other part is his brother suffered a pretty tough injury about, I think it's almost 2 years ago, and Tommy ended up getting signed and not his brothers, so. Is it just me, or is this match just... Maybe the botches are the thing they're going to get the crowd going. Even Garcia's pissed that he didn't go over the right way. No, when every promotion's running what? What when every promotion is running 7,000 seat arenas after you count everything that's been blocked off, that wrestling is a lot more on par than a lot of people want to admit. I was trying to figure out if Pac's knee is really gone or not. Pac's selling it, I'll say that. I appreciate that. Well, that's one way to break the hold, gouge a guy's eyes out. WWE had to lower prices for MSG and still hasn't sold out. I think wrestling's at a... And here's the thing. Wrestling in general is going to be rough when... Oh, God. Right into the brutalizer. He tapped with his head. The referee wasn't looking for it, damn it. No, wrestling overall, it's not just wrestling, it's the economy, right? Like, you got to look at it that way as well. Like, for the amount of prices they're charging for tickets. And they were talking, I saw a lot of comments about this about video games as well. Like, for a night out with the guys or girls or whoever you hang out with, it's now getting to the point where it's like $100 on the night. It used to be cheap night out, right? Well, now you could buy a game for $100 and you get like 6 months of fun out of it, maybe even a month, 2 months. Pac versus Darby. Well, the crowd woke up a little bit. Remember Seven said Wing Night? Oh my God. My stomach remembers Seven said Wing Night. Actually, most of us, what we had here was 20-cent wing nights, so even 5 for $1, like. But then, of course, that's the same place that had 25-cent beer, 25-cent draft. It was piss draft, but nobody cared. You buy 8 for a tootie. Well, of course, those small half-pint glasses, right? The ones that are curved, those were the old days. My God, the reminiscing going on tonight is amazing. You notice they show the full gear logo in the back? Yeah, Pac looks in absolutely amazing shape. And the gear just amplifies it that much more. Like, you would think showing the whole body would do it, but no, just this muscle shirt. All right, I got to remember ppv.com. Don't buy it from Amazon this time. I don't think you're going to have to wait long to get a response from Darby about a pay-per-view match, right? Moxley, you got to remember something, Moxley. Very important here. And I hope that Darby brings this up in his promo. Unlike Moxley, I don't quit. I don't give up. I really do love the old school look on Pac just watching him. He reminds me, like, I know that I know that we had Tommy Billington in here, but he really reminds me of the Dynamite Kid, the way he's built. Moxley's hanging out for the night. This should be fun. Ooh, the black gear with purple this time. Huh. Sorry about the chat, guys. I don't know why it didn't show up the way it's supposed to here. Stuff. Thank you, Michael. I do appreciate that. That's even the weird. That's even weird. Well, this is horizontal chat I'm looking at. Wrong one. Forgive me, chat. I'm just trying to fix this so you guys can be pretty on the screen here. As we are in commercial break here. So, going into Full Gear, what do you guys think is probably the thing you're probably looking forward to most as we get into this here? I think Joe and Fletcher is going to be pretty amazing if you ask me. But or sorry, Joe and Hangman. All right, we'll see if that works this time. Sometimes these things go a little stupid. So technology, am I right? I was doing some tinkering trying to fix things up here, and it just seems I might have changed a setting that completely knocked everything out of place here. So, but no. Also, I want to give a special shout out to the Marks with Mike podcast, as well as Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. I got a chance to join Vic on his. He did some pre-recording for a Thanksgiving stream last night. Should be coming out the week of American Thanksgiving, so the last week of November here. We were just talking about the things that we appreciate the most and things that, the things that gave us indigestion this year. I went on a 20-minute rant about Travis Scott. I put over Osprey and Fletcher because I knew Zodiac, I was thinking about you, bud. But yeah, it was supposed to be one of those. What do you like about wrestling? And it basically turned into me ripping on WWE for a good while. So, all right, chat's fixed. Thank goodness. Let me just, you know what? Just because I'm. Yeah, in many ways, you consider that match of the year, right? Like, I'm still gonna say, like, for me, it looks like Blood and Guts might be that match of the year just for the women, just because of the story they told and how they told it. And you got to realize, me considering that kind of match as my match of the year, you got to do something definitely special to cover that. So, what the? Really? All right, Tony. Now she's getting violent. Timeless Tony Storm, when she gets pissed off, she can go on a tangent. Man, this guy, seriously, like, all the respect in the world to him for what he does, but he is literally ready to rip off his arm if it can help get him over the match. He'd be like he plucking a feather off a chicken. So, do we get Briscoe join the Callis family, or do we get a title change? Do we get the WWE-ism in this match? That's the thing I gotta go with. Because let's face it, it's a WWE-ism that a stipulation like that, the title never changes hands. Hey, Davis, maybe you should get some better music rather than that burpy farty thing that Callis has. Title changes hands? I think so. I really do feel that that's the case. Yeah, you both think Briscoe wins? Yeah. I think probably Thursday night I'll do up a prediction show for Full Gear on this one. I want to see what the card's finally going to look like before we get into it that hard, but Fletcher's about to be on the next level. Yeah, and I think it's perfect timing for that. And the more I think about it, the more that the timeline runs, I think there's got to be some way that I almost think that MJF wins the title off Hangman. Ospreay wins it off MJF. Fletcher wins it off Ospreay. To me, that just feels like a natural progression that would be pretty cool. And Davis just throws a right hand. We're not even waiting. Let's go. Love how he tells the security guy to move. He won't move, and then all of a sudden, I'm using your chair. Move. We all talk about Ospreay's going to take the title as Sam, but maybe it'll be Fletcher all along. Yeah, like I think, like when I say Ospreay's going to win the title, I think he does it at All In. But it could be like a 3-month title reign, and that's it. Like letting Fletcher take the Ascension real quick. Unless you want to turn Fletcher face, which I don't really think you want to right now. Right now, you got Takeshita that you're working on getting on the verge of facedom, for lack of a better term. You tell me Mark Davis looks like Arn Anderson? Mark Davis looks like 2 Arn Andersons. Not skill-wise, just how he looks. Davis he's only had 4 matches on Collision, period. This match continues. A picture. I have to give credit where credit's due here. We're on the secondary channel and we're actually getting the full picture here finally. It's only taken him, what, a year to figure it out? Well, this is also live tonight, so they probably have somebody actually having to watch it and deal with this stuff, so. No, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year here. They haven't even mentioned the C2 yet. And we know the C2 is going to Europe for a couple weeks. Because I think they run right the 2 weeks before Christmas, they run in Europe. So it'll be interesting to see how things go there. And I'd love to see an appearance by Ospreay, just because he'll get the pop even if he just stands there. And you know he's been out and about because he's working with Eve right now, and Eve's working on the biggest show in that promotion's history. It very well could be the largest crowd for a women's wrestling event in Europe, period. Ever. If you're not familiar with Pro Wrestling Eve, that's a promotion in England where Mr. Silly Willy Ospreay is, I don't think he owns it, but I think he's helping run it, along with another guy that's working with him. But it's all women. It's an all women's promotion. It's women's wrestling before women's wrestling was cool. And before Stephanie McMahon created it. Apparently. I don't know if this or deserves this. Either way. But no, other than that, like, this storyline here with Fletcher Briscoe, like, I think in many ways we might get the trope. You might have Briscoe join the Callis family, but he ends up being like that, that disruptive employee that nobody ever wants around. So finally, Briscoe earns another shot at Fletcher to get the title off him. And that's when he possibly gets it. Oh, Jesus. I love the fact that they're actually trying to sell the fact that Scorpio might actually win tonight. So, I just had this weird thought, and just hear me out, humor me here. Danielson does Dynamite every week. Moxley comes in and starts doing it for Collision every week. Commentary I'm referring to. Could this lead to a face-off at an eventual pay-per-view? Could you imagine Danielson and Moxley in the same commentary booth and having Excalibur in the middle trying to separate the two half the time? Just little storytelling beats like that are the reason I really do love this promotion. It's no different than hearing from, like, and I'll just call it out right now, like, if you haven't heard some of the reactions to Blood and Guts, the ones that were not as favorable, one of the more notable ones came from former WWE referee Jimmy Corderas asking why Darby wasn't there for the fall when Moxley tapped out. And it brings me back to one of my most pertinent thoughts about wrestling these days. If you're not watching all the product, maybe you shouldn't be commenting on it as freely as he does, or criticizing it. Because realistically, if you actually sat around the last 3 weeks and watched Collision, it's not that hard to figure out why O'Reilly was there for the fall, right? Oh, here we go, Fisherman Buster. And the way they got this story going along for this one actually is pretty cool. All they had to do was have Briscoe just in the back just look like he got attacked, and we'll blame Mark Davis. Think TK is bullish on O'Reilly? I don't think he is. It's just the fact that when he was going to get his push, he literally got injured for a year. And if he's going to be bullish, he's almost bullish on the entire faction for, well, of course, for the safe reasons. Because you know what Cole's situation is right now. He's nowhere near coming back if he's ever going to come back. O'Reilly was just gone for a year. The only one that's been around constantly is Roderick Strong, and while he's not the charisma vacuum that some others are, he hasn't really got an opportunity to show off his personality a whole lot. Just up until recently, so. Oh, we got the Erie Otters coming in here or what? He only has one job. Oh, God. Here we go. That other chair could be used for something else. Well, Briscoe overshot that, but oh, that was a hell of a shot there by Davis. Is he gonna go? What the hell is he doing? Oh no, never mind. Oh, now he just fell straight down. Okay, this makes a little more sense. Is a froggy bowl gonna be enough tonight? Yep. Usually you don't use the froggy bow as a finisher, but I guess it is Collision. You can get away with that a little bit more, so. Full credit to Shivani for really plugging hard about if Scorpio Sky loses to Kyle Fletcher to set up that match in Full Gear, right? Like, just trying to keep that stipulation in the back of your head, right? Ah, Skyflight. Now I remember the name. $12.28. Is it just me or does that mustache look uneven? And it's bugging the hell out of me. They literally went for a snap there. Ugh. No, this should be a fun match going into the last week before AEW Full Gear next Sunday or next Saturday, sorry. And the fact that they're getting the TNT title featured, like that's what's going to close the show tonight. Like one thing that was always a feature back then, and I do think it happens a little bit more now, is going into a pay-per-view, different matches are featured on the end of the show because they want to feel like big matches going into the pay-per-view. Like if it's ending the show, then you got to watch this to go. You got to go watch the pay-per-view to see how this wraps up. It's a brilliant booking strategy in many ways because so many people have different ideas about what they want to see for a main event story. And if you put as many of those out there and make them feel like they're bigger than anybody else does, then there's a possibility that could be, for all you know, there could be a random match that could just show up and be the star of the night. Hell, I don't think anybody expected, well, let's face it, Takeshita Okada Mascara Dorada. I knew a lot of people knew it'd be good, but a lot of people consider that the best match of that card that night. And I don't really blame them. And it's one thing about AEW is the fact that every match has an opportunity to steal the show. Like when you talk about matches of the night during Blood and Guts, like, yes, I said the women, but I'm not going to argue with you if you say either of the other two. Because all three of them had very good points. I still don't agree with Dave Meltzer on it, but it's the Meltzer scale, and he takes a quarter point away for the women, or a half point. I think the women's match absolutely was better than the men's when it came to Blood and Guts, but he only gave the women's a 4.5, and I think it should have deserved a 5. But it being the first one, I can sort of understand why he does that, because what happens if next year's is better? If there is a next year's, which I'd assume there almost would be. I'm not a big fan of the Blood and Guts stipulation just showing up because it's that time of year. I hate it in WWE. I hate it in AEW. But I also had this thought, folks, and I'm just wondering if you, and I know this is being the conspiracy theorist, the tinfoil hat guy that I can be all the time. Oh great, what's going on back there? Well, that extra ain't gonna have a foot by the end of this. Oh, it's Knack. All right, well, I got a feeling Wednesday we're gonna end up with oh my god, we got MXMTV, let's go. Moxley. Sorry, get back to it in a sec here, but here Moxley's coming. He's like, oh my god, I wanted to always be at the desk for something like that. What is this Bowser looking hat she's got on? That hat, I swear to God, I need that hat. I need that hat. Somebody, you got to clip something of me and just put that hat on me. Troglodytes. My God. Hey, you know what? If I could get a hat like that, I will bring it on stream. For one whole stream, I'll wear a Bowser hat. I got to find one. If I can find one, I will wear it. I'm just literally going to look this up right now, just for the hell of it while we're waiting here. Oh, tie and tay. Tie and tie, right? Is that how we do it? I gotta look later. They're giving me small caps. They're not giving me like the big one that we need, right? I love Ty's reaction. Like, eh. Ty looks ready to go. You wonder. Like, look at this. We got Ty Valkyrie. We got Maya World. We got Hyan. And Taya was one of the people that had the Posey can't even grab the hat. Taya was one of the most vocal people against Nixon Newell and Miranda when we had all these issues. And now she's getting a pretty decent match against a pretty decent competitor in Ty Mello. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. I love this move. That is a AAA move that I love to see every time. I love how Mox is just... Everything's just like, oh, no worries. I'm just going to say whatever I think. Oh, Ty's going to literally jump on everybody. That's great. Here we go. Ty doesn't do much high flying. Well, Mansoor and Johnny TV just ate a little Ty. I said what I said. I'll stand behind it. It's Thai food's good. It's a little spicy, but Thai pie. And there goes Taya. Sometimes these things just come to me, folks. I can't help it. It's just natural. But it is pretty cool. Sammy ain't going to be happy. Well, you know. Speaking of which, and Marina is a judo expert, so Oh, this is how you got to break it up. Tony just runs over and I have to fuck with her. Didn't need to do that at all. And let's face it, there's no Megan Bain. She's in Japan right now. If you haven't heard, what do you mean you didn't see it coming? She just literally said half an hour ago she's gonna fuck up anybody that fucked her Mina up. We might end up getting a Marina Tony feud, and I'm not going to be the worst one to feel about that. You want to bring Marina into the spotlight? God, my English is horrible. You want to bring her into the spotlight? There's no bigger spotlight than Tony's. As we're getting the preview of the Falls Count Anywhere match as well, or a review of that, plus a preview of Full Gear there. No, this plays a lot of different scenarios here, and I love how they're setting everything up the way they are. Hangman with a boot. Speaking of Sammy, I do believe Sammy's going to be up next. I find it funny that the only time we get to see Ty work is when Sammy's around. I love Joe's face when they called that steel cage. Like, Joe should never be afraid of anybody, but the fact that he realizes he fucked up, because the cage match, let's face it, it is now Hangman's match. Oh, this is going to be fun on Wednesday. Shibata and Page. Now that Shibata gets to play a little bit of a heel, which we really didn't see a whole lot in Japan, let alone in North America. What in the world? I thought they were remaining this. I guess they're doing the 8-man tag as the main event tonight. Which makes me really wonder what they're going to do, like how that's going to play out. I love how they have to explain that about what's going on next week. For us in Canada, it actually matters because we're actually physically going to have to change channels in between shows. I think you guys in the States don't have to do anything. Unless one's on TBS, one's on TNT, either way. My God, that is a sweet piece of gear right there. And I'm not saying that the way Sky Blue would say it, okay? Calm down. I've already broken up one couple. I don't want to break up two. But yeah, Scorpio Sky finally getting a chance at the TNT title. That him and Sammy Guevara, the feud that they had back and forth over that title during the pandemic, like everybody wants to forget about the pandemic era, but just before the pandemic era and going into it, you had Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara just going back and forth weekly for that title. More often than not, everybody wants to forget about this little era here for the TNT title because, well, due to two simple words, Dan Lambert. The pandemic era for AEW, absolutely. It's the one thing that I say that AEW has got over every other promotion right now. They know how to be creative. Like, they're not afraid to think outside the box. Extremely familiar with thinking about outside the box. And he's going to kick the hand. He has to. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Scorpio get the title back, but he's almost one of those guys that I wouldn't mind seeing with the national championship, the one that's being defended in that gauntlet match at or being awarded at that gauntlet match at Full Gear. I think we're going to get Kenny and Josh on Wednesday. The funny part is this crowd. All right, folks, dumb question. Really dumb. Do you actually see Mox drinking that I drink? Like, do you think he would actually drink one of those? Like, it's not made out of 13 special mushrooms. Well, I guess he might. He drinks blood. Well, I will give you a checkpoint on that one. Oh, by the way, anybody that has WWE 2K25, if you're looking for a little preview of what's going on, what's going to be coming up in January, hopefully, and also Zodiac for proof that I'm actually working on this. If you go under creator or whatever that creator content creator creation, whatever thing, if you look up the hashtag backbreaker, look up the hashtag Mike the Ref under arenas or titles, the House of Evolution is there. And it is ready to go. So I spent Thursday building the arena, getting all the. It's very basic. It's not as big and beautiful as it's going to be in 26. Because frankly, we only have 3 weeks left or 3 months left until WWE 2K26 comes out. And I'd rather we're gonna get the kinks out in 25. Ha! Ha! He pulled the possum card. I love it. But I do have the singles title and the tag titles done. I need to figure out what we want to do for a mid-card title, though. We're only going to have 3 titles because we are going to fight intergender. There's going to be a main title, a mid title, and a tag title. So If you guys have any ideas what you would want for a championship, let me know. And also, if you want your character included in the branch, let me know as well. Probably going to hit up some of my local content creators and such. Hey, McG, I miss you all the time, and you know it, my friend. I was just mentioning that I do have the House of Evolution back up, which might get renamed to House of Madness. I'm trying to figure out which show we want to do first. For those that are on the inside in Alberta wrestling, know exactly what I'm talking about, because the two shows that I used to run when we did video here were titled Evolution and Madness. As we get into picture in picture here, Scorpio's doing the work. Like he's staying in here, and this is the type of match that you want to see for a mid-card title. It's just Fletcher is just about on his way out. Like to move up in ranks, right? So McGee, one way or the other, we are going to get you into 2K20, into this Backbreaker Wrestling. McGee, we'll get you in there one way or the other. I know you don't have the game, but whether I do it or somebody else does it, we're going to get a copy of you into this game somehow. So far, I think the roster is 3 deep. We might got to look for some more here. So okay with that? Yeah. Here's the other question I got for you guys and girls, and for those that pop on here for the streams, you guys are the ones I feel most important about doing this with. Do you want, if we're planning on doing an E-Fed, right? Do you want that running right after Dynamite? Or do you want me to set aside a separate night, like a Sunday, or I guess I wouldn't do a Sunday because I don't want to interfere with the Retro Hangover streams. Maybe like a Monday night or a Tuesday night. Because I don't mind doing that, like setting up a special night, run the show. That'll probably be an hour, if not 2. But I'd like to see what you guys think. Like, we have a lot of fun with the 2K25 My GM which by the way, we are doing after we're done here tonight. We're going to get into our last trade window of season 2 for me. I'm going to see if I can do a few pickups, and we're going to march our way towards WrestleMania. But yeah, if any of you watching want to be interested in being part of the game, but don't want to talk about an open chat like this, feel free to throw me a DM or whatnot. We could chat. And yeah, I'm going to talk to some of my favorite content creators here that have characters and see if they want to borrow them out or lend them out to me here. We'll make sure everything's working right. I want to see if I can get it completely run by itself so I don't even know what's happening. But yeah, this is a bit of a test run on how things go through. That's why when you take a look at some of the stuff I've done, like the logos and whatnot, I basically just use auto generators for it and such. Still looks good. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna love it when you see it. Sky's doing the work. I love it. Oh, no, he's biting him. Attaboy. Gotta get those chompers in there. My God, they got a lot of everything go. Okay, so they're doing their countdown show right after Collision next week. So while we're doing our online MyGM, snap off the heels there. That is a great job there. The funny part is Scorpio Sky is probably older than Mox right now. As I remember working with RCW here in town, and Scorpio Sky was part of the tour that was with us. No, 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 Scorpio Sky. Well, no, this is. I haven't worked with an indie promotion in town, and well, now it's going on almost 4 years. Shout out to D'Lo with a Sky High there. Just right. Oh, okay, I get. And I know, just. That's you right now, I know. I'm trying to bring out all the sounds here. Maybe we could bring in some more as we get going here, but. I love how Mox is sort of like me when he knows what he wants to say, he just can't get it out the right way there, so. If he goes for that leg whip, that's actually a very smart move for the fact that he could. If he ends up hitting, like, trying to hit a brain buster after your pins are taken out, that actually can hurt a lot. Nice kick. Well, you got the D. Okay. Unfortunately, his head did not connect whatsoever. He was only off by 6 inches. Fletcher, you're a great athlete, but you. I don't know what happened there. Is that Sky's fault? Is that Fletcher's fault? I don't know. I think Fletcher didn't realize that he was coming as quick as he did. That's better. I love how Moxley that move's landing. No, it's not. But the fact that Fletcher's working himself as hard as he is right now, like don't get me wrong, Fletcher's like an amazing athlete, but you got to admit the score on that's going to bring him down pretty good with stamina here. I don't know why he even called that the TKO. It's an over. Got to get him up in the air for the TKO. Well, I'm glad the crowd's picked up a little bit here though tonight. And I will admit, I agree with you guys. They were pretty dead earlier. Jesus, that's a spike if I ever seen one. Kick to the face again. There it is. Sheer drop brainbuster. Good night, nurse. Hell of a match. Like, for Scorpio Sky not to be on TV for as long as he is, or has been. Oh, and here comes Davis. Well, which means Briscoe will probably come out. Hey, Davis, I got an idea. You lost. Oh, never mind. Top Flight coming out for the save. And Briscoe. I can't wait for. I want to see what DC's going to add to it. The gift of gab. Uh, Briscoe was going this way with a promo, and then all of a sudden, meow. Really? That's a nice stat. Gee, I wonder who has that record right now. Adrenaline in my soul. I kept this TNT title under control. Say your full name. How do we say his full name? KF? I wish somebody would start doing that. Just randomly just call it KF. Call him KF. You want your full name, that's about as much of your name as you're going to get. I love that they've basically gone with this tailgate brawl gimmick and just went with it all the way through. K-Fed. So, oh my God. All right. Is this going to be a four-way? Dalton Castle and the Outrunners are the greatest group ever. And I like the fact that it's different from what Castle had before. And the best part is there's going to be no bullshit. See, the key to AEW success, more than anything else, is no bullshit. I will take my side of wrestling with a tiny dash of hardcore, an ounce of history, and no bullshit. It's like going for a Subway sub, minus the whole, Jared going after kids thing. You get a little bit of everything you want, and just no bullshit. Sorry, I went on a rant there a little bit, but no, having those guys together ever since the boys ended up doing what they did and just basically pieced out on showing up to a show that they were supposed to make, and having the Outrunners fit in there, it almost feels perfect. And the fact that Dalton really doesn't need to be a heel right now. Like, when you're stepping on the guy, like, I get it. It's a whole different feeling about what's going on. When it comes to the whole Dalton Castle gimmick, if you've seen it for a while, you understand that it's all good. But he doesn't need to be a heel at all right now, like any sense of the word. And putting him with the Outrunners is probably the best way to solidify that. Even though they do look like a pair of Newports. But it'll be fun. We got that four-way match coming up at the Tailgate Brawl, as well as we got QT and Big Justice versus Trent and Rocky Romero, which it'll get a lot of views. Does it translate to pay-per-view buys? I don't know. But in terms of the overall pay-per-view for this, I think, like, I don't think we're going to absolutely hit the grand slams every time, but this might be a 3-run homer. Preferably hit by the Blue Jays in the 10th inning of the World Series, Game 7. Let's take it back in time to do that. Sorry, he's still bitter at this point, so. But you want to talk about bitter and just, like, we're coming into, like, we were talking about it off the top of the show. Like, have you noticed that High-End and Maya World have been working every week since, like, they've been working extra shows ever since the bullshit went down? Good. I almost, like, don't get me wrong. I think Tegan, it's only been 1 week, but it's been, what, 4 shows? Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday? Because they put those two together against Athena and Billy Starks on Ring of Honor. I don't know if that matters a whole lot, but my personal feeling it is. But hi DLW, sorry. It also makes me wonder how long it's going to be, right? Understand that everyone has a reason for doing what they do, but the walkout was the dumbest thing ever. Oh, they did have that match schedule. Okay, fair enough. We'll have to see what the future holds then in that case. We'll just call it at that point. They weren't getting. Well, there's a lot of hearsay in that when it comes involved. Here's basically my opinion about everything going through it. Of course, they'll be rewarded for stepping. Absolutely, they will. But I wonder what's going to happen. Is it going to lead to 2 contracts? Which I am really surprised that Hine didn't get signed sooner. Former Ring of Honor World Champion for the women. And at one time, like back when Perazo just left for WWE, Hine was considered the standard bearer for Ring of Honor in terms of the women. So her and Roxy were, now known as Roxanne Perez, were 2 of the bigger names in the women's division of Ring of Honor at that time. Yes, it's Sinclair, so you can go a little bit back and forth about how good it really was, but no, well, let me just throw this back again. Backing up here into the earlier comment with McGee here. A lot of people are going to have a lot of hearsay about what's going on with Nixon and Miranda. And you know what? We can speculate all we want. Nixon claims that she has sworn notes and can provide information saying that promoters aren't feeling rushed about what's going on or any confusion about booking her. And you have the other side, which says they also have their information too. Like they have other promoters there saying that she's being really unrealistic in what they're asking for booking fees and demands and all that stuff. And walking on the show. The only thing that's going to be evidence to me, one way or the other, is do they get booked? Straight up, do they get booked? You go out there and you get booked a decent amount, not just one-off shows. All right, well maybe you were right about the fact that you weren't getting completely shunned everywhere. But if you don't get booked anywhere, and all you're going to do is cry about how many matches you don't get, which she did before, I'm not saying she's doing it now. You can make dumb demands when your primary income's OnlyFans. Well, it also depends how much you're going to make on OnlyFans, right? Because, hell, I could do an OnlyFans up. I know McGee has one. But for the amount of money that you make off of it, even if it is your primary source of income, if that income isn't that much, McGee's balls, exactly. Make a few bucks off your ball, yeah. I'd have to pay me money to subscribe. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know you're the OG member there, Zodiac. Nixon also said she had 2 years away from being done with wrestling. Yeah, absolutely. Like, she did say it's her last year, and I'll give her full credit if she ends up not getting a whole lot of bookings because she doesn't want them, then I'm fine with it. But if she comes out again, crying that she can't get any bookings, I'm sorry, there's zero sympathy for her at that point. To me, that's just simply it. Like, and it's the way I've tried to live my life a little bit more as we go along. Don't worry about what has happened. Worry about what's going to happen. If I was AEW, I wouldn't invest too much time and money in someone who wouldn't be there for a long term. Exactly. Like, it's a simple ROI, return on investment. It's both not only emotional, but it's also monetarial, right? Like I'm always been of a belief of emotional currency. You don't waste your money on people, whether it's emotional currency or physical currency, that you're not going to be able to get something back one way or the other. If you run into a situation where people just aren't going to be, if people are just going to be toxic in your life, you don't waste your time on them. Is basically where you go with that. Can't complain about being a jobber when you consider mid and have a limited timetable. Well, I really wonder what's, like I said, it could be the he said, she said all they want now. We'll see how much she gets booked. The one that'll really surprise me one way or the other, like, it's not going to be the be-all, end-all decision for me, but it's going to be one thing that I do look at. Does she get booked for MPW? Or MPX, sorry. And they absolutely sucked it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, essentially the tryout match did not look very good. But the MPX is the promotion that Athena runs out of Texas. It's the all-women's promotion she's been doing. I believe Nixon was run-in with... Nixon did a run-in during the show, but she didn't actually work in a match. I think it was setting up for a match. So I wonder if she's actually going to get booked on that show or not. It might say a little bit more about that if she ends up not booked on there. We'll see. Also, if I was AEW, I would have brought them in to be part of the tournament rather than after bracket was announced and planned for them to job out everyone in the bracket. Well, I'm sort of happy that they used the teams that they did. The only team that I find here that's a little weird for me is the one that's in the ring right now. Rio and Windsor. Like, I wonder if there's something... I want to know what connection these two have and why they're put together as a tag team. They could have lost the first round match rather than what they did with them. Yeah, fair enough. Like, Tony Khan's not completely innocent in all this either. Let's call a spade a spade. And that very well could have been what they were thinking as well. That the two of them thought, oh, we thought we were going to be part of this. We heard this tag team tournament's coming in. You're looking to book us. Oh, we're just going to job out to other teams right now. We thought we were going to be part of the tournament, and then it could turn into, well, I thought we were going to be part of this tournament, and then all of a sudden you're not, and then, oh, well, no, we expected better than this coming into this. And that's where very well you could end up in that don't work for me, brother mentality that comes in, right? So, like I said, we've spent 5 minutes on somebody that isn't going to be wrestling for a very long time. It sucks because, well, I really wanted to see Nixon and see, like, if she actually had the proper potential to go forward. Oh my God, could they see an upset here? Could you imagine? But here's the thing right now, like, we're literally getting a 5-minute match with these ladies. Like, this is a semi-competitive match. This isn't them losing in 3 minutes. After Blood and Guts Sisters of Sin, I don't blame you. Did you, Sky Blue had a special shirt up on Shop AEW this week, so it was TJ, but damn, they put on a shirt. Like, I think the Sisters of Sin should be in the final. I don't know which way we go on the other side. I think we probably go TJ just because they have so much history with each other. That's great. Anna Jay being due is the only reason I'm pulling for. I just want the damn division to be better. That's all I want. I I've never really worried about the first ever. But what do you do with the first ever? That's the thing. And that's usually one of the biggest problems we have with. This is intense. I want to see Moxley on commentary and now just losing his shit watching this. Oh, here we go. Are we getting a pay-per-view match? Everybody's doing the U tapped out chats. I love this. Um, Shivani thought he was going to get killed. He just get kissed on the forehead. I have a feeling we're going to get a match between O'Reilly and Moxley at Full Gear. But all right, heading to a commercial break here. Last commercial break of the night. So, as per tradition, give you guys a bit of a rundown what's going to be coming up in the future on the channel. Okay, so after we're done tonight, we are going to get into our last trade window and week 21 of WWE 2K25 My GM mode. We just had a great Survivor Series, and now we are on the road to WrestleMania. So we'll be running that after that tonight. Tomorrow night, NFL Street 2. We're going back to the Xbox original, and we're going to see if we can play a little pickup on the concrete. So see how that works. As long as they get the disc going, as long as they don't have any problems. Well, I still haven't tried it out yet, so I'll have to see. If not, we'll get something else in. Not a big deal. No stream Monday. Tuesday TBA. Wednesday we'll be back here with a 3-hour AEW Dynamite Collision, setting up for Full Gear, as well as myself, Zodiac, PJC, and HBC Bad Guys, Vic the Villain, will be here for a reduced version of My GM Online. We lost a week, so we could pick that up, get a couple more weeks in. We'll at least catch up a little bit, get a little closer to finishing off Season 5. Season 4, then get to Season 5. Next Thursday, we're getting back into Horizon Forbidden West, and we got the Burning Shores DLC. We are going to start next week. Should only take us a couple weeks. And then more than likely we'll be entering into COD territory, which we do play the COD storyline. I don't get much in the multiplayer because, well, I'm trying to keep the toxicity just to wrestling here. And then next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain, we'll be here with our AEW Full Gear Sidecast. Open house rules are in play once again. If you want to join me, all you got to do is knock. There's a knock button on the stream. Come say hello. We'll chat about wrestling, whether you want to do it on the mic, off the mic. On the camera, off the camera. We need a microphone. If you want to pipe in and have some thoughts, I've always had Jim Rome rules about it. Have a take, don't suck. But no matter whether you're lurking, whether you're checking it out on YouTube or on Twitch, thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the follow buttons, please do so on Twitch. YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It is free. Hit the bell notification now every time we're live. And if you're on Twitch and you really like what you see, consider subscribing. Everything you guys do with that helps out towards the channel. And it's always appreciated. But what's... Ooh. She ain't pissing around. But yeah, just to finish up, folks, no matter what you're doing, whether you're lurking, whether you're watching, just looking for a good time, whether you're in the chat, whether you're just reading the chat and wondering,
What the hell is that?
you're always appreciative of being here. So you're always appreciated by me. Even some of the people in the chat appreciate you being here. But always thank you. I always appreciate everybody here. And hopefully you're here next time as well. I need to clip that little bit there, right? I've always said be part of the solution. It's on my ring. I got to find some way to use that. Thank you, Zodiac. I appreciate that. I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. Hold on here. You're right. Speaking of things that aren't right. Here comes Stoke. Hey, Stoke, you're in Erie, Pennsylvania. You might be able to get some hose. Went after Ricky the Dragon Steamboat of all people. Jesus. Where's Roosh's JRPG villain battle armor? I think when he started forming the tag team, he got rid of it. When he comes out by himself, I think he goes full gear. No pun intended, of course. But, oh, that's right. We get Juice Robinson's music for this. It's funny how they don't want Arcadiara saying rock hard Juice Robinson. It just, you know, I still wonder about this. Like, how crazy is that couple? Juice Robinson, Tony Storm. It is a bad sign when Kevin Knight's losing his sunglasses. Oh, the champ's here. It would be nice to see the Ring of Honor champion on Ring of Honor a little bit more often, but it almost makes you wonder if they're just going to bring him up, bring him to the main roster and leave him there at this point. Dogs out for Speedball. I think Veda might have a little bit of a case for that. By the way, shout out to the partner of Speedball Bailey, Veda Scott, who was just on an appearance of Drawing Power with Big Bad Boris as part of his 40-hour charity stream for men's mental health, the Canadian Mental Health Association. Veda does a segment called Drawing Power where Veda and their guest. Sorry, I'm trying to get pronouns right here, so I'm just trying to be polite here. They'll pick something that they have to draw, and each of them will draw while they're talking. So, and while I got it on my mind, I want to give a special shout out to Big Bad Boris. Like, he's doing this. He's talking wrestling for 40 hours straight. He's been talking about Botchamania. He's gone through the WrestleMania 2000 entire full day extravaganza because they did one of those let's run 12 hours of wrestling nonstop on that day. And that card wasn't really that good. They went through WrestleLicious. They're doing some quiz stuff right now, and then they're doing the Oh My God DVDs. They're going to be doing a watch along of those overnight here. But his goal was to set $1,500 to raise for the Canadian Mental Health Association. By the time I popped on stream here, and he was just, it was 23 hours, or 23 and a half hours when I got on stream here that he had left. Or sorry, 20, and he's finishing at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So you guys do the math, whatever. He was up to $2,060. So his goal's $3,000. Just want to give a great shout out to him over at Love Wrestling. We're going to, like I said, we're going to send you guys over there after we're done WWE tonight. Good old Sammy. Want to give a special shout out to Speedball, or to Sammy Guevara. Fun fact, he was one of the very first subscribers to our wrestling channel on YouTube. It was one of those follow for follow kind of deals he was trying to do. If I would have known now, would have known then. Like, I honestly thought he was a scammer when he first signed up, but. My God, that mustache on Guevara, though. I think I might need to start growing something like that. So we're doing the four-way, but you haven't mentioned anything else that's going on. I'm assuming it's going to base on whatever we're going to have for the tag tournament, right? It would have been perfect if they would have finished the tag tournament like up to the finals before Full Gear. Then you can have everybody else in like a 12-man or 12-woman tag. Like I would basically, New Japan does it every year with their G1, right? The night of the final. And PWG does this as well. Everybody that makes it to a certain point but doesn't get to the final gets put in like a multi-man tag match. Like with PWG, it was always the Battle of Los Angeles. And if you have a chance to check out the Battle of Los Angeles, and there ain't that many DVDs available of it, but I would recommend it if you can. They were a very minimalist promotion with the highest end of talent. Like when streaming got hot, they didn't care. Shayna Baszler made her House of Glory debut. Hey, good on her. Everybody works House of Glory. I love it. Now, here's a question. Now, I'm just going to throw this out here because I got a feeling this might be a little different answer than what we've seen before. Would you see Shayna and Marina team up? Would you want to see Shayna Baszler in AEW? I think Shayna and Marina as a tag team. WWE dropped the ball at Baszler after the Ronda feud. My personal belief, the biggest thing about that whole situation, WWE wanted X out of that feud with Ronda. Baszler and Ronda provided Y. Like they wanted something set up perfectly that was under their standards. And Baszler and Ronda wanted something that was more MMA based and more shoot real with working with each other. And because they didn't get what they wanted, they can't punish Ronda because Ronda's out the door. It's sort of like what happened with Triple H, ironically enough. When the curtain call happened, they couldn't punish Holler Nash because they were out the door. Can't punish Shawn because he's a champion. So Triple H got to, I believe the polite way they put it is eat piles and piles of shit, is what they said. For me, that very well could be the situation what happens here with Shayna. Like, if this is what you're going to give us, this is not really what we want. It's no different than what they did with what's her Daria Baronetto on her real name now. I hate to say this because she's my GM in Sonya Deville. There we go. Did the same thing with Sonya Deville. Like they had something there and then they didn't want that in their wrestling, so she sort of got sent further back. She ends up working with Zoe Stark and whatnot, and then ultimately gets released. In many ways, and this happens with a lot of promotions. Don't get me wrong; it's not just a WWE thing. It's an AEW thing. It's an MLW thing. It happens on the local scene too. Like we've seen it many times here on the local scene where somebody works one promotion, just doesn't get it, and they end up moving to another promotion. The gimmick just clicks. They make some subtle change or they get some great storyline and just no promotion's perfect at getting the kind of thing going. But yeah, Shayna overall did get done a little dirty there. I know that she was working as a producer or she was having a tryout as a producer over at NXT for a little while there. Whether it's still happening or not, I don't know. Like House of Glory really doesn't, it's sort of the be-all end-all of indies right now. And the reason I say that is because anybody can work anywhere, right? By the way, I want to give a special shout out right now to our friend Vic the Villain. If you guys didn't know, the one thing I really enjoy about Vic, not only on top of being an outstanding dude and, very carefree gentleman, he works for House of Glory too. I know last show he ended up working hard cam for it, he was telling me. Does different production things for him, so helps out. My God, do I love Speedball. But yeah, Mercedes is making a little history tonight. Probably going to get belt number 13. Unless they get a schmoz finish. Overall tonight, timing's been a little bit off, like everybody. But I guess that is a little bit more of the way the collision is kind of thing. Yeah, Roosh was like the second last Ring of Honor World Champion before it was sold. Ironically enough, the last champion is the man that he's facing in the ring right now in Bandito. Because I think the way the story went is Roosh lost the title to Bandito. Bandito couldn't defend it at the last show. So Jonathan Gresham ended up winning the world title against Jay Lethal, which they ended up making the OG title on the last night of the Sinclair Ring of Honor brand before Tony Khan bought it out. And then eventually they had a unification match, that rare time that when Gresham ended up working in AEW before he thought he was getting treated poorly. Gee, where have I heard that before? My God, this is amazing, these guys. Just a face-first slapjack because nobody knew what the hell they were doing. Well, there's a double down if I've ever seen one. Hey, ref, there's this weird thing you could do. It's counting to 10. Oh, Tony's got some huge news. I got a feeling they're going to end up getting a jet speed against. Oh God, there was some serious torque on that. On that gory special. Oh God, he told the crowd to move. Told the crowd to move. This is not going to be good. Okay, that sucked. Oh shit. All right, well, I would have loved to see that on Ring of Honor because it is a Ring of Honor TV title, but I won't feel bad about it. Oh, and they spoiled the match. They spoiled the match. They didn't shut the graphic off fast enough. We're getting the tag title tournament next week. There it is. 21 Plex for the win. You got to think FTR is going to come in and try to beat him up again. Well, Speedball's selling his knee. That's for damn sure. Referee getting out of the ring. Speedball, I love his selling. I absolutely love it. So, oh shit, we're getting bolt tag. We're both getting bolt tag quarters. Next Wednesday got a hell of a lot more interesting, folks. Paige Shibata, both women's tag quarters. We're getting Monet and Red Velvet. We haven't seen Red Velvet on AEW TV in a hell of a long time. And yeah, we got the extra match book there. I wonder if we're going to get O'Reilly and... I wonder if we're going to get O'Reilly Moxley at Full Gear. I really wonder if we're going to get that. The only reason I say no is because of that gauntlet match. Because that gauntlet match will take out a ton of people. No, this will be a fun week. This will be an absolute fun week going through everything. We got Dynamite Collision Wednesday. We got Full Gear on Saturday. We might do 2K on Friday. Stay tuned. We got that double booking to do. We might even do more. We'll see. If SmackDown can go to 3, we didn't even talk about that tonight. The fact that SmackDown's reverting back to 3 hours starting in January. You're going to Full Gear? Atta boy, DL. I hope you have an amazing time. AEW pay-per-views set themselves up as being bigger than almost anything I've, like, it's a game of can you top this, and half the time they do it. And that's something you can't say about pay-per-views these days. Like, the expectation for AEW is so high, and yet they manage to meet it every single time. I will say this right now. I do expect to see MJF at the end of the night, cashing in his contract for a title match at World's End. Because I could see MJF, if he has to declare the title, it's either that or Winter is Coming, one or the other. Because remember, we still do have that mini... That's the last TV special we're going to get. Or sorry, there's two more we get. We get Winter is Coming, which will be early in December, which should be about 2 weeks in before they head over to Europe. And then there's going to be the Hammerstein show, which they haven't announced yet, but we almost feel like it's guaranteed to be coming here soon. They'll be announcing the week of Christmas. They're booking Saturday, Sunday. It makes sense that they would do that. But this year wrestling will be on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. So it might be a little easier for some people. It might be harder for others. Well, I don't know. But tonight we had an absolute fun time tonight. I think we all had a blast. The wrestling, a little bit of it was a little ugly, but we know the overall quality is pretty good. Love to go to Hammerstein Ballroom. I was able to go last year. They haven't announced what they're doing the week of Christmas yet, so I'm almost assuming that they're going to do that again. I think they didn't want to announce it until after the MSG show here coming up for Raw on Monday. Expect something next Wednesday about what they're doing for Christmas. It's almost... Do you really want to bring up a city you're going to right after your competition is going to be there like 3 days earlier? So all everybody's going to do is talk about them, see how great they are, and then they burn it for the other company. I got a feeling we're probably going to hear something on Wednesday about where they're going to be for Christmas. Because, well, what are they running this year? Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. They'll be dropping the ball at the end of the year here. So last year was a New Year's Day, Christmas Day deal, but yeah, a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see where things are going here. I'm just going to be straight up. The two tag title match, or the women's tournament matches, it's going to be interesting to see where they go here and how they play up the Mina injury as well as the few. They really gave some stakes to the Megan Bain, Marina Shafir, and TJ match. I almost figure that Mina, Tony, Megan, and Marina are going to cancel each other out. Like one's going to cost the other the match in their tournament matches. But we'll have to see how things go here, and I just want to see how it's going to go. So, but with that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up for the Sidecast here tonight. For those on Twitch, hang on here. We're going to go to commercial break here in just a moment so we can set up 2K. For those watching over on the YouTubes, there's been a bunch here tonight. I'm very happy. I'm very thankful for all you being here. Twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to get into WWE 2K25 My GM mode. Unfortunately, due to DMCA as well as recording this for our gaming channel, we cut the live feed off at this point here for us. The next time we're going to go live over on the YouTube is this Wednesday for our 3-hour Dynamite Collision Super Show. As we get ready for full gear here. So once again, everybody, if you're on YouTube and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. It'll let you know every time we drop a video. We got local independent wrestling coverage here, as well as a great interview with Big Bad Boris about his 40-hour stream that I talked about during the show here. And to go with that, all my AEW coverage. I keep saying I'm going to have something new on there, but until I actually have something there, maybe I should just shut up and let you guys see it when it comes up here. So, but with that being said, everybody over on the YouTube channel, thank you for being here. Hope to see you over on the Twitch side here after the break. And as always, folks, remember, just like Ty Mello, be part of the solution. And we'll see you here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody.